Hey YouTube, I'm Jess. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna do something really fun. I'm actually very excited to film it. We're gonna do Instagram chooses my makeup. So today I put up a few different polls on my Instagram and I let you guys choose what I'm gonna use for my makeup today. So if you guys are excited to see this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that more people can see it too. And let's get started with the video. So I definitely was kind of checking these poll responses kind of throughout the day, but I haven't looked in a couple of hours and some of them were very close, like 50-50. So I'm so curious to see what is gonna win out. So I'm gonna mostly go in the order that I posted the products. I think I did them in like a pretty sequential order. I already did my skincare this morning, so we're gonna skip over that and we're just gonna move on to primer. So let's see what you guys chose. This was a funny one. So it's 92 to 8%. I'm sorry, Johnny and Nikki, but you guys are way in the minority on this one. We are going with the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter for our primer today. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this guy right here. And with this one, I'm gonna be a little bit more selective. I don't wanna bring it down onto the lower parts of my cheeks because I have some texture, I have some scarring and some little pimples that are healing and stuff, and this product can tend to really emphasize texture. So I'm just gonna keep this on the high points of my face, the areas where my skin is a little bit more smooth. So tops of my cheekbones, a little bit on my forehead, and let's pop a little bit on my chin. I wouldn't normally do this, but let's just go for it for today's video. And then I'm just gonna buff that in with my fingers. I definitely was not shocked with this one. I had a feeling you guys were gonna wanna see this product. I know it's a favorite for a lot of people who use Charlotte Tilbury products, so. Foundation was one that was a very close race when I was checking things this morning. For foundation, by 52 to 48%, we have CT Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I was hoping you guys would choose the Dior Forever. It was in the lead there for a little bit, just because I haven't used that one in a while and I've used the airbrush in a few videos recently, but we're gonna go ahead with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I definitely think that this is a little bit too light for me, so I am gonna do my sneaky little trick where I just put in a tiny bit of Charlotte Tilbury Magic Foundation just because this is in a darker color as well, but majority of that is gonna be the Airbrush Flawless. I chose these two foundations because they're both more like high-end luxury kind of brands, and because they are both sort of like fall makeup. So when I think of fall, I think of more matte style of makeup, and at this time of year I also really start to get into more full coverage products as well. So both of these are definitely full coverage foundations. Just gonna blend that in with my sponge. And I'm gonna bring that up underneath my eye because I have a feeling the concealer you guys chose is not the most full coverage concealer. So I just wanna kind of clear out as much darkness from under there as possible. Isn't it amazing, the coverage on this though? Like, just like boom. All the redness, all the discoloration, everything gone from my skin. It's so nice. I have a full video reviewing this product. I'll link it across the top of the screen if you guys haven't seen it yet and you're curious to see my first impressions on this foundation, and also more of like a long-term review as well. Okay, and then yes, for concealer, another really close call. You guys chose the Charlotte Tilbury Retoucher for the concealer that I'm gonna be using today. So definitely a lighter coverage concealer, really nice and dewy. One of my favorite products from Charlotte Tilbury. It's just like a classic go-to, but I think she's actually discontinuing it. So if you guys love this product, definitely go and pick it up. It's only available on her website right now. It's not available in store anymore. And I have a feeling once they sell out of their stock online, there won't be any more. I don't know for sure, but I'm quite sure that's going to be the case. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply a little bit of this under my eyes. And it helps to build up the coverage a little bit if I just leave it to sit for a minute. So I'm just gonna leave this here just for a second. I might use a little bit more on some areas where I have a little bit of redness poking through, which is not really much because this foundation is very good. All right, so it's just been a few seconds and then I'm gonna take my beauty blender and buff that guy in. Damn. My complexion looks really good. My skin's in a really good place right now, so putting a full coverage foundation over top of nice, dewy, hydrated, quite clear skin is like next level. Hello. All right, so for powder, I put up my 2 Charlotte Tilbury powders, so my CT Airbrush Flawless powder and then my Charlotte Tilbury Genius Magic powder, and you guys chose the Airbrush Flawless Finishing powder, which is my favorite powder, and it actually works the best with this concealer. I've actually found that the Charlotte Tilbury Genius Magic powder, which is her loose powder, it does not work with the retoucher at all. It kind of like causes the retoucher to ball up underneath your eye. I don't know what the deal with that is, but it's so creasy and it's a big mess. So I'm glad you guys chose this powder to go over top of this concealer because they're a much better combo together. Charlotte came out with the Genius Magic powder after she had discontinued the retoucher, so I'm sure she wouldn't have come out with the 2 products together and have them not be able to work together, you know? So I'm just gonna set my T-zone where my natural oils would start to come through throughout the day, and then of course that concealer underneath my eyes. The rest of my face I'm just gonna leave. I want it to look nice and dewy and fresh and glowy, and I wanna let that Hollywood Flawless filter kind of show through from underneath there, and I don't wanna just mattify everything. The Airbrush foundation also kind of sets itself. You don't really need to set it with powder, so we're just gonna leave it as it is. Okay, so it looks like we're gonna move on to eyes. I put up 2 different eyeshadow primers for you guys to choose from. So my Laura Mercier Eye Basics eyeshadow primer in the color Flax and the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I've tried the Urban Decay Primer Potion in the past. It was actually the first eyeshadow primer I ever had when I was like 15 years old. I definitely went through quite a few tubes of that, and it's been quite a few years since I've used it, and I picked it up again recently. So I was kind of hoping you guys would choose that, but maybe I'll use it in a different video. We'll do a first impression on that guy. So Laura Mercier did win between the 2. I'm gonna go ahead and just prime my eyelids with the color Flax. So this next one, I'm excited to see the results. I put up 2 different eyeshadow palettes. So one is my Natasha Denona 5-pan palette, and one is the Charlotte Tilbury Glamour Muse palette, which is like this purpley, sparkly palette. And the 2 were going back and forth all morning, so I don't know where we're gonna have landed. I'm hoping you guys chose the Natasha Denona palette. What's up?
I got my phone.
It's in use.
Yes.
I thought I was gonna get away with it. Is that okay, baby? Thank you, I love you. So I use my phone when I'm filming as like a little monitor so I can see what I'm filming. And I needed to also have a phone so I could see the results of the poll. So I like secretly have been sitting here using Will's phone, and he just left to go run an errand, and he like didn't look for his phone, or like he wasn't looking around for it. So I was like, excellent, like he's gonna leave without his phone and he's not even gonna notice that I'm using it. And then he just came back and was like, I forgot my phone. And I'm like, is it okay if I borrow it? Okay, eyeshadow palettes. Let's see what you guys chose. I'm like kind of nervous. This is so fun and exciting. It's literally 50-50. 50-50 Natasha Denona 04, CT Glamour Muse 50%. I wanted to throw in like some fun colors and stuff in here. So I put the purple one in there because it's one of Charlotte's least popular palettes. I think maybe it's actually discontinued at this point. But it was mostly like older women who really liked it. People who sort of were young or like teenagers in the 70s, because it's a very like 70s mod type of palette. Those were the clients that really gravitated towards it. So we didn't sell a ton of them when I was working at the counter. But yeah, I threw it in there as kind of like an option for color for you guys. Yeah, and it's at 50-50. So what should I do? Should I wait and see like the next person who votes, or should I just pick the one that I want? Okay. Here's what we'll do. We'll skip eyeshadow. We'll skip finishing our eyes for now. We'll move on to some of the products on the face, and then we'll come back to eyeshadow and see if anyone else has voted to take it off the 50-50. Because I'm seeing also in here, like after the eyeshadow, the eyeliner and the mascara are both at 50-50 as well. So let's give a few more people a chance to vote to hopefully tip the scales one way or the other on those eye products. And let's just move forward to bronzer. So for bronzer, I put up both my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer in shade number 2 and my Dior Nude Air bronzer in 001. And by 75 to 25%, the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush bronzer has come out on top. So we're gonna use that to bronze our skin today. So that's this guy right here. I'm going to use this brush from MAC that I really like in this bronzer. I'm gonna really lightly dip into it because even though this is the second lightest shade, it's actually like very pigmented and quite like you can get it to look quite deep. So I just wanna be really light-handed and kind of build up the color. I'm gonna use this to bronze up my forehead. Let's add a little bit to my temples. And then I'm gonna keep this sort of pretty high on the cheek as well because I am gonna use contour. So we'll put that a little bit lower. I probably should have done that first, but bronzer came up first in my pull. A little bit underneath the jaw. And then let's bronze up my neck as well. My summer tan is starting to fade, although I'm still like not super white, you know, like this is white, this is me. But it's definitely fading. So for contour, I put up both a powder contour and a cream contour. They're both Charlotte Tilbury products, and the Charlotte Tilbury powder contour won out 60-40. So let's go ahead with that. I'm actually pretty happy because I feel like powders work a lot better over top of the airbrush foundation than creams do. So the powder contour is definitely gonna work a little bit better than the cream contour would have. Although the Charlotte Tilbury cream contour is made to go over top of powders and over top of matte foundations. So it for sure would have worked. It would have just been a little bit tougher. So I have my Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Glow palette here, and I'm just taking the contour shade from inside here on my powder and sculpt brush, and I'm just gonna give myself a soft little contour underneath the cheekbones and kind of blend it in with that bronzer that we just put down. And then I think I'll just contour the sides of my nose a little bit too. It's not something I always do, and I don't do it very precisely, but why not, right? All right, contour done. Let's do highlight. So for highlight, I put up two options. I did Becca Champagne Pop, which is a powder highlight, and then I did the Charlotte Tilbury Spotlight Highlighting Pen, which is a cream highlight. And the CT Spotlight Pen came out 59-41 as the winner. This is the same as the Charlotte Tilbury Contour product that I was just talking about. It is meant to go over top of powders and on top of matte foundations. So even though it's a cream and we have some powder in this area now from setting my eyes and putting my bronzer on and stuff, this product should go on okay over top. It already looks like my skin is highlighted because of that Hollywood Flawless filter, and this is a really dramatic highlighter. So we're gonna be very glowy today, but I'm not against that, especially since we used like a more matte foundation. I feel like just putting that glow in select places is gonna just look really sharp. So I don't wanna use too much. I'm just gonna take a little bit. Even just popping that on there, I feel like my cheekbones look so lifted even before I blend it out. And then why don't I just put a little bit boop, 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 on the top of my nose. And let's go a little bit above the lip as well. Doopy doop boop. I think I'm gonna blend that in with my finger as well. I want it to be quite contained. If I use a sponge, the highlight will kind of end up all over the cheekbone, and I don't want it to be too glowy with that Flawless filter underneath. So by using my finger, I'm able to kind of control more where the product is blending out. I kind of wish I put that on underneath my bronzer because I feel like it kind of looks like it's sitting on top now. I might just take a little bit more bronzer and just in this area right here, kind of go over top of that so that it looks like the glow is kind of coming more from underneath as opposed to sitting on top. I'm having so much fun. I definitely would love to film another one of these videos if you guys are into it. Let me know in the comments down below if you want to see another one. Also, if you aren't already following me on Instagram and you would like the option to participate the next time that I do one of these, make sure you're following me. I posted this on my makeup Instagram, but I did also notify you guys on my personal Instagram as well. So you can follow me in either place and you will hear about this the next time I film a video like this. Okay, so I just went back to the eyeshadow palettes and they're still on 50-50. Someone go and vote. Let me do blush and then we can even do our lip before we go up and finish the eyes. We don't need to do this in any particular order, so let's give this as much time as we can. I am gonna pop on some blush, so let's see what you guys voted for. I put up 2 different blushes, 2 different formulas in similar colors. So I put up the CT Love Glow blush and the Catherine Isabella Lovey Dovey, which is a cream formula, and you guys chose the Charlotte Tilbury Love Glow blush, which is the powder formula blush. I really love this blush as well, so let's give that a go. So this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty, like, blue-based light pink with a little bit of a sheen to it. And I usually kind of take my blush here and then bring it back, but I kind of just want to keep this more on the high points of my cheekbone and like less on the apples of my cheek. So let me start back here and just kind of bring it down to about this area. Kind of sandwich it in between that contour and highlight. Okay, so I just filled in my brows, still stalling for time. I didn't give an option for brows because I only have one brow product for my pencil and my brow gel, so I just used those. Let's see if anybody else has come through. My friend Alex is obsessed with Champagne Pop. Like, I mean, I don't know if she's obsessed with it, but like when I think of Alex and highlighters, I think of Champagne Pop. She like would come to my house before we would go out sometimes and just like cover her face in it, and she had it too, so when I would be at her house I would be covering my face in her Champagne Pop. And yeah, we just like share a love for Champagne Pop highlighter. So I saw she voted for it and I was like, I knew you would vote for this one. And she was like, I really had to think about it, but I just felt like I couldn't turn back on an OG, which is so funny. She also said she had so much fun doing the vote and to do another one soon. So maybe I'll do these more frequently and just kind of post about them more on my Instagram, because I can't do a video like this every week. I like to kind of have a little bit more variety, but if you guys really have fun like Alex did, then let me know and I can do something like this maybe like once a week on my Instagram and kind of let you guys choose the products and then go through and yeah, just maybe do like an Instagram live or something. I'm so nervous to do Instagram live because I feel like with Instagram live, like, because people can see who's in there and like how many people are in there, I would feel so awkward if I joined an Instagram live and there was only like 1 or 2 other people watching the live. So I'm like so paranoid that no one will watch, or like someone will click on to watch and there's not going to be anyone else watching, and then they'll get like scared and click out. So I don't know, I'm scared to do Instagram lives, but you guys let me know, like, would you be interested in that? Still at 50-50, so let's do my lipstick and then Will might have to come and be the tiebreaker. I gave you guys 2 options for lips. I chose just like a basic nude, and then I chose a pop of color, like a deep fall color. And the color that I chose for the nude lipstick was Hepburn Honey with Iconic Nude Lip Liner, and the color that I chose for the dark lipstick was my Urban Decay lipstick in the color Shame with MAC Vino Lip Liner. I thought for sure you guys were gonna choose the dark lip. I don't know why, just because nude lips are so basic, and like whenever I do a nude lip I feel like I'm doing a cop-out. And I also love like this shade of the Urban Decay Shame lipstick. It's so beautiful and like a dark red and vampy and so perfect for this time of year. So I thought for sure you guys were gonna choose that, but it wasn't even close. The nude lip won 81% to 19%. The lip liner that I chose for this combo is Iconic Nude by Charlotte Tilbury. I'm gonna fill in like kind of on the edges here too. It's gonna look so weird to have a nude lip on and no eye makeup. I'm gonna look dead. Who voted for the dark lip? Actually, I'm curious. So yeah, I only had 4 votes for the dark lip. One of them was Kelsey. Kelsey, I don't know if you watch my videos or just Andrew does, but I was on your side on this one. I wish we got our dark lip option. Okay, and so I've lined the outside edge of my lip, and then I'm just kind of filling in my lips right on the outer corner as well. Like so. And then I'm gonna take Hepburn Honey, which is a really pretty like browny nude color. I chose this one because even though it's a nude, like it has like that brown kind of fall-y feel to it. And I'm just gonna pop that right in the center and kind of blend the lip liner and the lipstick together like so. That's actually really pretty. I like that combo a lot. Okay, so eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara are all still on 50-50. So you know what that means. Sir. Your assistance is required. So it's this slide and then the 2 afterwards. So eyeshadow, eyeliner, and mascara. I look scary with these full brows and this lip and nothing on my eyes. You're like God right now. You get to decide. All right, guys, the vote is in. Let's see what Will voted for. It's still at 50-50. There we go. Okay, it updated. So, by 1 vote, the winner of the Natasha Denona versus Glamour Muse palette is the Glamour Muse palette. Did you hear me talking before about how I didn't want that one? No? He claims he didn't know I didn't want that one. Okay, so Glamour Muse won for eyeshadow. What is the winner for eyeliner? By 1 vote, brown eyeshadow has overcome black eyeshadow, which is great. I think brown's gonna look really nice with the eyeshadow palette that we chose. And then for mascara, by 1 vote, the Urban Decay Perversion mascara, which I've never tried before and I'm really excited to try out. So I'm happy that he chose that one for today's video. What I'm gonna do is take the Glamour Muse palette, and I think I'm gonna take this little brush right here from MAC. It's quite a defined blending brush. It does a really good job of placing color and blending it out really softly, but not giving like a really strong blend. So you get a little bit more of a defined placement with it. I'm gonna first go into shade number 3 in the palette, which is the Smoke shade. This is the only matte shade in the palette as well. And I'm gonna take that color and I'm just gonna kind of carve out the outside edge here. So I'm gonna bring that shadow up and out and then up towards my crease here as well. So I'm kind of creating a new crease. We're going above my natural crease with that color. And I'm only bringing that about halfway across, maybe just over halfway. My concealer is creasing really badly under my eyes. I have a feeling that's because I put too much foundation under there before I went in with the concealer. That foundation really does not do well with fine lines. And I'm usually quite careful when I put it around my eyes not to use too much, but I was too excited about the video and I kind of forgot, so we have quite a bit of creasing, but that's okay, you live and you learn. So I'm just gonna go in a couple more times and just define that shape a little bit. Same color, same brush, just amplifying the shape. I'm gonna take this shade number here in the palette, number 1, this nice light bright shade. It has kind of a pinky tone to it. And I'm going to put that all over the lid from the inner corner to the outer corner. in sort of that blank space. So I've sort of left this blank space on my lid, and I'm gonna fill that with this eyeshadow. Okay, that looks so cool. That's so fun. A little bit graphic, which is actually very 70s, which is what this palette is sort of inspired by. So I didn't do that on purpose, but yeah, I mean, the colors just really kind of take you there, right? So last thing I'm gonna do is take my finger in the pop shade, which is shade number 4 in the palette. When you guys use the Charlotte Tilbury quads, you always wanna use your finger in the pop shade. You're gonna get the proper payoff, and the way the shadow is supposed to work is with your finger. And then I'm just gonna go right over top of that nice white color that I put down and add this purple sparkly shade on top. It's gonna be a little bit harder to be as precise because I'm using my finger instead of the brush, but I'm just gonna kind of do my best to just stay within that little void that I created. Okay, so that's what that looks like. And I think what I'm gonna do is just go back in with the matte gray color, shade number 3. That we used first, and just kind of redefine that area just a bit. And then I think I might leave my lower lash line without shadow. I know, who am I? This is my new thing. It's very Gen Z, and when I did my Gen Z video and like a couple of other sort of more experimental videos that I've done lately, I have done that, and I quite end up liking the look of it. Although I could really cover up all of those creases from the concealer and the foundation if I put something under there. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna leave it bare for now. I just took a little bit of shade number 1, if you guys were wondering, and put it in my inner corner. Next up, let's do some liners. So the liner that won out was my Maybelline gel liner in the color brown. I just put black and brown as the choices to choose from. Next time I can put sort of different formulas in there for something kind of different, but I thought it would just be fun to do the same formula just in different colors. I'm gonna take my Maybelline gel liner in the color brown, and we're gonna do a little wing, and I think I'm only gonna bring it in about halfway across the lid, which is another part of the Gen Z kind of look that I've been doing lately. I need to come up for another name besides like Gen Z, because obviously it's not just like Gen Z makeup, but that's just like what I associate it with. Next up, we're gonna try the Urban Decay Perversion Mascara, which I'm super excited about. I've never tried this before. This is a brand new tube. I normally use a mascara primer, but I just wanna see how the mascara works on its own today. I'm gonna go ahead and just curl my lashes really quickly. This is what the wand looks like. So this is a great start, very promising. This is the type of wand that I like my mascaras to have. It's like a natural bristle brush. And yeah, it looks really good. The formula looks kind of like clay-ish, which I'm into. I don't like my mascaras to be too wet. Okay, so there's one coat on one eye, but I would never only do one coat. I would always do 2 coats of mascara. So let me pop a second one on there. And there's 2 coats on one eye. So what do I think? How do I feel? I really like it. It's quite volumizing. I don't normally love volumizing mascaras, but I feel like this one's not too clumpy. I honestly feel like if I took my Charlotte Tilbury Full Fat Lashes mascara and did a coat over top, it would really separate and it would look incredible. So I'm definitely gonna have to try that in another video, but we will skip that for today. But yeah, I like it. I don't hate it. I really like the wand and I really like the formula, and I think it makes my lashes look quite dramatic. And yeah, I'm into it. So let me do the other eye and we will come back. And I think that's everything. We'll chat. Okay guys, so that is the finished look. I think it came out so fun. This was the funnest video to film. I feel like we all did it together and I love that. I love doing videos where I'm not in control of the products that I'm gonna be using, like when I did my TikTok challenge video and when I do my random challenge videos where I just pull makeup randomly out of a bag. I just feel like I get to create these looks that I wouldn't normally create. So I just have a lot of fun with that. It makes me just feel like an artist, you know? Thank you so much if you guys participated. If you didn't get a chance because you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you go and follow me there so you don't miss out on the next one. I'm definitely gonna be doing this again. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you did like it. You can subscribe to my channel if you wanna see more from me, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.